in the past, when fans were criticizing Star Wars, they were just getting dismissed as like ists and phobes or haters or whatever you want to call it right now, man babies, incels, just you name it. But now we're starting to see media outlets basically say the same thing that they're saying now. And I think it's getting to the point where Disney Star Wars can't actually hide it anymore. And this is something right here, it kind of epitomized in the last episode. Star Wars' most frustrating lightsaber trends continues in Ahsoka, and a lot of that just has to do with the fact that apparently people can't die from lightsaber stabs, and a lot of this was spurred because of Sabine actually surviving her ordinarily fatal wound at the end of the first episode. Now, lightsaber stabs aren't always deadly, but at the same time, that's only been in the Disney Star Wars era. I mean, but in the past, with Qui-Gon Jinn being a prime example, he obviously died from getting stabbed by a lightsaber. And then at the very start of this episode, we actually saw someone get stabbed and died from it. But apparently, when the plot actually calls for a certain character still be around, but they want to have some drama with around them, or at the end of an episode as kind of a cliffhanger, they'll show them get stabbed and then have them survive it for some reason. And a lot of that just kind of cheapens what a lightsaber can actually do, and that's why we're seeing people call this out right now. And we got this article from Collider, it kind of just echoing what a lot of the fans have been saying, like that you need to make lightsabers deadly again. And you scroll down, cut to 4+ decades later, talking initially about the history of lightsabers and how they were created. Lightsabers have been neutered as the genre's weapon of choice when you've got to settle matters with some sense of finality. It probably started with Darth Maul, actually. Yeah, and I agree. I don't like the fact that Darth Maul actually survived what happened to him in episode 1. I mean, maybe you could say, like, if they would have made it where, like, maybe like Obi-Wan chopped his legs out and he fell down there, then maybe you can make some argument for why he's back. But I mean, the fact that he's like chopped in half and survives it, I think is a little ridiculous. But I mean, yeah, there's an expanded universe explanation for why he survived and how he's able to do that. But still, I mean, it does cheapen the lightsaber, and it also cheapens Obi-Wan's moment at the end of episode 1, considering like, oh, the person that he killed is still alive and he just basically becomes a rival to him. But that's a whole other story. But something to note about that, Darth Maul coming back was also another Dave Filoni invention. So you can almost hang all these problems with the modern lightsabers on Dave Filoni. I mean, yeah, I mean, a lot of people say it's Disney taking over, but I mean, yeah, it really has been way longer than that. And I think Dave Filoni is more of a problem to Star Wars than a lot of the fans will give him credit for, because they actually like some of the stuff that he's done, including characters like Ahsoka. But I mean, yeah, it really isn't the best thing when you have a weapon like that where it's supposed to give like a sense of intimidation to it. But I mean, no longer we get that sense of intimidation when we actually see someone wielding a lightsaber. And even when we see someone get stabbed with it, it's always, the response before was always like, oh, that person's dead now, like with Qui-Gon. But now it's just kind of like, okay, well, let's see what happens. Because at the end of this last episode, when they stabbed Sabine and then the episode ends, no one was actually thinking that she's dead and gone. I mean, that would have been kind of a bold move if they did that, kill off a character who was important to Rebels in the first episode of Ahsoka. But nope, they're not going to do that now. Instead, they need to have her survive it or whatever. So they just have her wake up in a hospital bed and not a bath the tank for some reason, and everything's fine. And that really cheapens not only that moment in it, but it just cheapens lightsaber fighting to come now. But let me know what you think about all this in the comment section below. If you agree, if you disagree, I mean, is there a reason why this would be good and not good or whatever? Just let me know. And if you like this video, make sure you click that like button, share the video, and subscribe to the channel if you want to stay up to date with the latest news. Thank you.